Okay.
Waiting, babes. I rub snuff, so.
All right, good.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Country Boy Cryptids. We got a special guest tonight, Kyle Connolly. I'm sure most of you guys have seen his show, Encryptid Connections. Uh, Kyle, you want to tell us what you do? And
Yeah, sure. I have a show on YouTube. It's called Encrypted Connections. It's podcast style interview show where we talk to a lot of the people from the communities of cryptid, paranormal, anything strange, weird, fringe, mysterious. We've even done some stuff about like strange and mysterious disappearances, which I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to be doing more of that coming up here soon. I've been doing a lot of research on some of the real weird ones, um, so that I have more of a background to go off of because I wasn't as versed in that as I am the cryptid stuff. So we're gonna do more of that soon. Hello, Janelle. How are you? Hi, Melissa. Um, what's going on, David? Now I'm gonna get off topic.
you can see the things on your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay, dude. I didn't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we touch on a little bit of anything that's fringe, weird, strange, creepy. Obviously leaning more towards the Sasquatch side of things, Dogman stuff, because that's really where my passion is there. And then I also do the boots on the ground stuff. I'd usually go out every weekend and live stream in the woods so that there's you're right there. You're with me right there at real time. Whatever's happening to me is happening to you. For people who can't get out in the woods, for people who, they are not near any woods. There's plenty of reasons why people don't go out, whether it's a disability or they don't have a car or whatever. Or people are just scared of the woods. Like I get it. So for me, it's a blast to be able to do that and bring people along. And you get to see it all happen right as it's happening with me. Which, if I was watching a show, I would think that was pretty cool. I mean, but that's just me. That's me plugging
Well,
my own shows.
I'm disabled and I can't get out in the woods. My back is so bad. I walk like 50 feet and my back like tightens up.
Oh,
So I
damn.
can't move. But yeah, I've watched a couple of your videos. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. He's like live, you know what I mean? I can see what's going on. I
Yeah,
like it. That's really cool.
and the other part of that too is that when you're live, there's no questions about anything, right?
Right.
If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. There's no editing tricks. There's no any of that. Um, so yeah, I enjoy it. I love it. I love getting out there, man. It's my favorite place to be. It's for me. It's peaceful. It's exciting. And there are some really surprisingly beautiful forests in Connecticut that I didn't even know about. And I've lived here most of my life. And so being able to see some of these places that are, an hour away, 30 minutes away, like that's been pretty cool to find these gems that are right in your own backyard.
Yeah, yeah. You guys, from what I've seen that you took lives from, it looks really nice up there.
It's beautiful, man. That I'll tell you right now, Patchogue is the place that I go to the most, and it really surprises me more and more. The biodiversity in just one forest is nuts. You'll be in one area, and it could be hundreds of acres wide or thousands of acres wide, and that area is all hardwoods, swampy, um, you know, uh, real like what do they call that stuff? Just like briars and undergrowth and all that stuff. And then you turn a corner and now it's like all pine forest, pine needles all over the ground, beautiful jade green moss growing on everything, and it looks like something that you would see in the Pacific Northwest. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come around another corner and you got this beautiful flowing river or stream that dumps out into a pond and a marsh where there's all these birds, and it really is. It's been surprising, but it's I love it, man. I just love it. And the further northwest you go in Connecticut, the more it starts to look like Vermont, New Hampshire, because the northwest corner of Connecticut is right along the Appalachian Trail, and it borders New York State and Massachusetts. Um, so
Wow.
that corner. So if the corner's here, then New York's here, Massachusetts is here, and it's pretty cool. That's where the Berkshires are. Actually, is right out there.
See,
Right.
I've been up to New York City,
Yeah.
um, and I've been to uh, what's that? Cherry Hill, Jersey, New Jersey, something like that. Cherry Hill or something.
Cherry Hill sounds familiar. That
But I
sounds.
haven't been. I don't think I've been anything. I haven't been north of New York City. We was
Um,
right in town.
it's crazy. When you hear New York, it's instinctive that you just immediately think of Times Square. You think of
Yeah.
Brooklyn. You think of this busy metropolis, and just outside of that city, just north of that city, is a totally different place, man. You're talking about farmland and rolling hills and mountains, and like when I just went up to see Long Island Bigfoot.
Uh huh.
He's up near the Catskill Mountains,
Oh
and
wow.
man, I couldn't believe it as I was driving in. It was almost like it was the craziest thing because I remember I'm driving down the highway and it's like it's still kind of this boring highway, and it was almost like somebody pulled a curtain just real quick, boom, and it all changed. It was like instantly. It went from this boring highway to holy cow, look at the mountains in the distance. I mean, it just was like it was beautiful, man. And
Oh yeah.
that's another place up there. That's God's country up there, man. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Up the Adirondacks.
Adirondack, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a little north of him.
Is
That's
it?
yeah, that's where Bigfoot Lake and Lake Ferry. I don't know if you're familiar with them. Um,
No.
they got channels. They're friends of mine. They're good folks. But they live there. They live right outside of Whitehall, where the real famous sighting was. Oh God, I forget what year that was. Over the 3 day, um, over a 3 day period, and a bunch of police officers actually witnessed this Bigfoot sighting.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, and they do a Bigfoot conference up there every year. And Brian Gosling is the main police officer who still um, goes and speaks about what he saw, and it's a really really amazing story. But the Adirondacks, they're for the Catskills are massive. The Adirondacks are even bigger.
Wow.
Yeah, just I forget. Lake Ferry knows the exact acreage. I think it's like 6,000,003 acres or
Oh
something.
my God.
Yeah, it's nuts, man.
That's gotta be huge.
It's just massive, and they're known for really weird stuff, real weird stuff. There's a ton of UFO activity. There's a lot of orb stuff going on out there. Obviously, the Bigfoot stuff, and then paranormal things because of the Native American history there. There were bloody, bloody battles fought on those lands out there. And anytime you have anything related to Native Americans who valued uh, their, who number one are very proud, and number two, they have a connection to the earth that's different, man. It's just different than most of us have. Um, So when you have anything related to them and a bad bloody history, it leaves its stain, and usually gets some paranormal stuff because of it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Hey
awesome.
guys, hey Fresh, what's going on, buddy? He's a good egg.
um, Another thing I seen you do, I think it's really cool, is taking your nephews uh, out. I think that is awesome, man. I mean that's so cool.
I love those kids so much. Yeah, they're amazing. I what's really cool to me is that he's very interested in this topic on his own. This has nothing to do with me and the channel. Before I ever had this channel, he was into Bigfoot.
Wow.
And I remember him coming to me one day, and I had said something. We were downstairs because I was over visiting. We were downstairs, and I was telling my brother, I think, about a documentary on Bigfoot that I had just watched. And my nephew goes, you watch Bigfoot? And I said, yeah, I love Bigfoot. And I didn't know he was into it. And he was like, I love Bigfoot too. And so we started talking about Bigfoot. And of course, being a kid, he's like, I think I saw Bigfoot in the woods one day when I was out there. And my brother was telling me, he was like, I'll tell you right now, he goes, I think it was a bear, he said, but he came running out of those woods screaming bloody murder. And Dad, I saw Bigfoot. I saw Bigfoot. And my brother was like, for a minute, because he'd never seen him like that, he's like, I kind of was like, whoa, like maybe this kid's telling the truth. He said,
Right?
"No, I think it was a bear because there's a lot of bear here, and these woods here, they're not. I don't think they're big enough to for any Sasquatch to live in. It's just not there's not enough area for them to hide here.
Hmm.
But they could pass through. I mean, who knows? It's reservoir land back there. No one can really go on it. And there's tons and tons and tons of deer. Tons.
I mean, that's food for them. So I
It's
mean,
oh yeah, buddy. It's food. There's turkey, there's deer, there's bear, there's bobcat, there's cougar. They say that we don't have cougar here, but somehow people keep getting pictures of them. Weird.
right? No doubt.
Strange.
Yeah, I mean, if the food source is there, I mean, and there's enough to where they can stay away from people.
Dude, we have such a deer problem here. They have hunts every year in certain places to quell the population. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like they get people to go out, and there's no tag, there's no, just go kill them. As many as you can get, just do it, because it's just a problem, man. Just a
Hmm.
problem. And when you have an overpopulation of anything like that, it starts to destroy the habitat of other things, and then that becomes a chain reaction. Plus, you also have the problem with the Lyme disease and all that stuff, which we have.
Yeah.
We have so many deer ticks and stuff here. It's just nasty. I don't. You won't see me. I promise you this, and people might get upset, but I'm giving you the warning months in advance. You will not see Fat Kyle out in the woods during the summer months if it's 80 degrees or better. I will not be out there in the heat and humidity. I'm sorry.
Right. It's We have a bad deer population here. I
Yeah.
mean, it's getting better. I hate to say it because I think that wasting disease kind of tamed it down a little bit.
God,
But it
that's
was getting to the point, and they still do it, where you can get a permit to hunt in town, like little suburbs and stuff. Well, down here, it's all the cities are pretty small,
yeah, yeah.
but they was giving out tags for people to kill deer in city limits.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
how bad
sure.
it is.
Man. I'm sure. That wasting disease is scary looking.
Oh yeah,
Oof.
yeah it is.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, some places it was real bad around
I was
here.
seeing videos people were sending to different like news outlets, and I was like, "What in God's name is this?" Feed Nigel. So there's this ongoing joke. I made a wisecrack one day about having a Sasquatch living in my shed in the backyard named Nigel. He's a big grumpy bastard, uh, and he's got the life. He's in the shed. It's cool in the summer and warm in the winter, and he's got his own TV, and the bed's a little short, but I mean, what do you do? He's 9 feet tall. It's like I can only get a bed that was 7 foot.
Right.
So yeah, there's an ongoing joke about Nigel and how's Nigel's mood today. Nigel ate already. He ate. He got Chinese food.
Right.
Got 17 orders of General Tso's chicken and 46 egg rolls.
Oh shoot.
Oh man. Gotta have fun with this stuff too, man. I get people, not often, but it happens sometimes. I make jokes, man. I make jokes like about anything and everything. When I'm out in the woods, like I play around. If there's stuff going on, if there's high activity, I will not. I won't play around. I'll be focused in and I'll be doing what I need to do. But if it's slow and there's not a whole lot going on, I'm gonna make jokes. And I mean, why not? If the whole thing that I preach all the time is that the fun has been taken out of this subject, I think, and it's been replaced with ego, right?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I mean, some people take it a little bit too serious,
Yeah, man.
Too seriously.
You can further this subject. You can be one of the people who contributes to helping solve this riddle and still laugh along the way.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a stuffy jerk. You don't have to be one of these people who you're only inclusive to you and your group. Like, I hate that attitude, man. I don't know why people still don't understand. The more that we work together, the more we're going to figure out, the more that we're going to push this forward. The best things that have been done on this planet have been done by teams of people.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Not by one single person. The biggest things that have ever been the president doesn't run this country. The president is the person who they put in front of everybody, and there's a team of people behind that person, behind the president, and then there's a team of people behind them. So I just think that, getting back to having fun, most of us, when it comes to this topic or any of these topics, this fringe mystery stuff, you get drawn to it because in your head it's like, wow, how cool would it be if any of these things were real, right? How much more exciting would the world be if I didn't know everything? And so I don't know why people just don't keep that attitude, but
yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to joke.
It takes all kinds, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
But
Get it.
yeah, I agree with you. I mean, people need to loosen up a little bit, and everybody should share it, their stuff, no matter what.
Agreed.
We're never going to figure it out until the community, kind of comes together.
Agreed.
And there's different, you got your different cliques, that got their ideas. And
yeah,
I'm open to everything. Hey, I
think if you're in this topic, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not open to it all, because if you're telling me that you believe in a 7 to 10 foot tall, on average, hair covered bipedal relict hominoid that weighs in and of excess of 1,000 pounds, that's remained mostly hidden in the forests of North America and probably the rest of the world since it's, for however many years, but you don't believe that dog man can exist, or that ghosts are real or could be real, or that any of these things could potentially have extra abilities, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they just, to me, it all goes hand in hand, man. It all
Oh,
goes
I
hand.
think it's all tied together. I really believe so. I think
Yeah.
the paranormal, the cryptids, UFOs. I think it all is intertwined.
Yeah. 100%. You think about how many stories you've heard over the years where somebody said that there was a UFO sighting in an area where they were having Bigfoot activity, or they're having Bigfoot activity and they catch an EVP on their voice recorder,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or they're out looking for UFOs and they see orbs. I mean, all of these things are just, it's like a spider web, and they're all kind of just caught in it. But yeah, I think it's all tied together.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Bigfoot. I've never had an encounter. You know what I mean? But I've had some paranormal stuff happen, and I have what I believe to have seen UFO one time.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing moves that fast in the air. It was a perfect round circle, and I mean, it just like zoom, zoom. You know what I mean? It was awesome.
yeah,
I know, nothing moves that quick side to side. There's no
no,
plane or anything.
absolutely not. No, the matter of fact, it's funny. So this is going to sound crazy. People are going to be like, "Yeah, well, no wonder you saw a UFO." Um, I speak very openly about my problems with addiction in the past. And the very last time I went to rehab, I went to a place that was at an old campground, like out in Sticks. It's beautiful campground, right?
Uh
Uh,
huh.
I forget how many acres. I think it was 46 acres. There was a stream that went all the way around the property that dumped into a little pond. You could go fishing in it. There was a horse farm behind there, basketball courts, volleyball courts. I mean, it was a wonderful place, right? And it saved my life. So we were outside one night and we were getting night crawlers to go fishing the next morning. And
Yeah.
one of the security guards there was a retired police officer. He was the nicest guy, Ray. Oh, Ray. I love that guy. He was such a sweetheart. And there was about 25 of us in this field. It was a warm summer night, and we were just hanging out, talking, having some coffee. And all of a sudden, in the sky, there was this ball of light, but it was pulsating different colors from inside. Like it looked like there was no light on the outside. It was like it was being lit up from inside, and it would change color: amber, red, green, blue, yellow, white, and it would just continue to flicker these different colors, the whole thing. And
Oh wow.
it sat dead still in the sky, and it was big enough. It was far enough away, and it was big enough that you could tell that it was pretty decent sized. If I had to guess, I would have put it at probably somewhere around the size of a Chevy work van. If a Chevy work van was round, it would have been somewhere around that size.
That's a pretty good size. I mean, that's
Pretty
pretty
good
good.
size, yeah. And uh, we watched this thing sit there like this for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden it shot across the sky and came to a dead. I mean, it shot so fast, and then it came to a dead stop. And then it did it again, but this time it shot up and at an angle, and then it stopped there, and then that lasted maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then the thing went straight up into the air, and we never saw it again. And there was like 25 of us that saw this thing. It was
Yeah, I believe it.
the weirdest thing
Uh,
I've ever seen in the sky. It was strange, man.
yeah, I believe you there. There's some strange stuff. I don't care what
Yeah,
people say. They can't be explained.
no. Well, I mean, now we know that UFOs are real. If I think most of us knew anyway. Uh,
Yeah.
but now we know that the government's not lying to us anymore, and UFOs are real. These people have been lying to us about UFOs since the 40s at least, and they're the same people who continue to tell us that Loch Ness Monster's not real, Bigfoot's not real, but I did hear recently, and this news isn't recent, but I just found this out recently. Excuse me, is that apparently the federal government has taken some dogman encounters pretty seriously. They had a guy go to someone who worked for them go to Skinwalker Ranch at some point, and then I believe, if I remember this correctly, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe after he went there to investigate the stuff going on there, he and his wife started having dogmen show up at their house. And there's a government report on this. There's even a term for being followed to your home by something paranormal or by a dogman. And it's called,
go ahead.
It's called the hitchhiker effect.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, the hitchhiker effect. So, I mean, who knows what you can trust with these people? Who knows?
Oh, no. I mean, do you think they know about Bigfoot? They just ain't told us shit.
Of course they know.
That's what my thoughts are, too.
Of course they know. Come on, man. You don't become the most powerful, well, probably soon to be the second most powerful country in the world, because China's very, very dangerously close to overtaking us as the most powerful country in the world.
Yeah.
That's a different topic. But you don't become the most powerful country in the world without having, knowledge of probably all the strange goings on that are out there, or at least most of them. I mean, look at how many people are seeing Bigfoot nowadays. The reports and sightings have gone up exponentially in like the last 20 years. It's going to be another one of those things where I just don't know how much longer they're going to be able to keep it a secret.
Right.
Secret.
The only thing I fear is, when they do get the proof, that they're going to be out there, people's going to be out there trying to kill these things. And I'm hoping that don't happen. You know what I mean? I mean, if it comes down to it, that's what I'm afraid of.
I say good luck.
Right.
That's what I say.
Right.
I say good luck, and I'll pray for you.
Right.
I don't think most of us stand a snowflake's chance in hell, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. I think that I'm a believer in supernatural. I think they are supernatural beings. I think they have supernatural powers, or maybe paranormal powers, because paranormal means something outside of normal. Supernatural means they live in the natural world but have super enhanced powers of some sort, right?
Yeah.
So I believe that one of those two things is true, and whether it's just that they're much more connected on a spiritual level or what, I don't know. But if they have any type of extra ability like that, and you add that to the fact that their physical abilities are,
oh my gosh,
who's gonna? I mean, come on, man. I have a very hard time believing people who say they've killed one. I really do.
I'm there with you. Yeah.
I have such a hard time, man. I don't believe it. Why? If you and then a lot of these guys say they've shot and killed one, but I buried the body here and went back and the body was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't buy it, man. I just don't buy it.
Yeah, that's the way with me. I mean, if you kill one, you're taking something out of the woods with you. You know what I mean?
Take a finger.
You're taking finger. You're taking pictures. you're
Yeah.
doing something. You know what I mean? You're not just, oh, I'm gonna bury it here and
Yeah. Yeah.
nah.
I believe there's probably times when hunters have shot one, maybe if one was distracted or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard for me to believe that most that unless they really let off with some extraordinary ammo, that they would kill one. I have a hard time
Yeah,
thinking that it wouldn't do much more than hurt it and make it mad.
yeah. I mean, I'm like you. I think they're paranormal, supernatural. It's something.
Yeah.
What do you think of the portal idea? I mean,
Man, I'm open to it all. I really
yeah,
am. Now, there's nothing that I would ever say now that I can't believe in. Just because it's there's too many stories, man. Who am I to discredit? Well, I guess I just did when I said I don't believe these hunters who say they've killed them. So maybe I need to rethink that. But um, who am I to discredit anybody? I guess I should take that back. I apologize to any of you hunters who may have murdered a Bigfoot. Uh, I, I, I won't ever question you again. But uh, Carson says, I do not think that will ever happen. The Sabe Sasquatch will not allow it to happen. Nope. If we're talking about them getting killed, thank you. I believe the same thing.
right.
But on the topic of the portals and stuff, yeah. Who am I to say anything's not possible? Um, it just again, it just goes all back to what we know is real now, right? We know UFOs are real.
Yep.
Think about, and I've said this before, it's a broken record, but a UFO is a spaceship from another planet that's probably from another galaxy in another solar system. Do you know how absolutely incredible that is? I mean,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, it gets just lost how insanely incredible that really is because you've been indoctrinated to just brush it off. I mean, this should have been the biggest news story in the last 100 years.
Exactly.
No big deal.
No, not really. No one's really.
No,
I thought it'd blow up. You know what I mean? When it come out, I thought, oh man, this is gonna be crazy.
no, wasn't a big deal, man. It was like for a day or two, people were like, "Oh, did you see that video? They released that video, that thing, that was cool." And then that was about it. You didn't get a whole lot more than that,
No,
you
no.
know. But to think about that at its core, what they are and where they're from, um, it's very hard for me to ever say that anything else is impossible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy how their footprints will just disappear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep. It is. It's pretty crazy. I
I mean, people say, "Oh, they backtrack," but I mean, I guess they could. I mean, it's a possibility, but you have
okay.
to be really damn good to hit your footprint
You,
exact same spot walking backward.
yeah, you'd be have to be really damn good. Um,
Yeah.
and not saying they couldn't be, but I still just have a very hard time believing that that's what they do. That seems to me that seems so silly because
Yeah.
it wouldn't that would put them in much more danger, um, having to try to do this, moonwalk out of an area, right?
Hmm.
And they're not about putting themselves out in the open longer than they have to be. Um, I don't know, man. The Native Americans were here long before us. They are they are a strong people. They are proud people. They are so incredibly connected to this planet and everything on it. Their spirituality is amazing. And they talked about them as if they were these spiritual beings who could go between worlds. Um, and so for me, I tend to believe more what they're telling me because they were here long before I was.
Yeah, I mean, at one time they was kind of like some tribes was really close with the Bigfoots, wasn't they? At one time,
Yeah, yeah,
so they got to be smart. I mean, if you think about it, the way I think about it is, if they was friends and traded with them and stuff and stuff like that, they had to pick up on how to do things. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you
Of
guys
course.
was talking, like you guys was talking on your show about the nest,
Oh yeah.
and how they build them and stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, they probably had to kind of pick up from the Native Americans or vice versa. I mean, because they made their stuff out of vines and stuff, their bowls and stuff like that. I just
Well, there's so many other connections to them too. If you sit down and think about it, right? Okay,
mm-hmm,
so teepee structures. And I'm not talking about the ones that you find at the campsite. I'm not talking about the ones that you find that are right on the trail. I'm talking about when you're deep in the woods, off trail, there's nobody around for miles, and you find this teepee structure. I got a picture of one on my phone that I got to post. It's from a few years back. This,
mm-hmm,
it's got to be 40 feet tall, man. It's gigantic. It's made out of just full trees, dude. Like gigantic trees. I couldn't move those things. Not only were they all, in the shape of a teepee, some of them were upside down and they were shoved into the ground 2 feet. And these things are 40 feet tall, 30 feet tall. They're massive. So, and even if it's not that big, even the smaller ones, the ones that are 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, when they're way off in the middle of the woods and there's nobody around, who's hoaxing that out there? Who's doing that?
I've hunted all my life till I got injured, and how do I put this? We're lazy people, you know what I mean? We'll
What?
just throw some logs around us and throw a couple branches. Well, we're not building no teepees out there to hunt out of. You know
No,
what I mean?
no. Either that or you buy a hunting blind or a
Yeah.
tree stand or something. No, most people aren't going to go out there and bushcraft one in the
No, no,
way the hell out in the middle of nowhere.
no.
Um, the other thing I think about that could be related, and again, I may be wrong. This is all theory and conjecture, but the tree breaks and the tree twists. Native
Yeah.
American tree markers. I showed my nephew and niece one out here the other day in the woods. You know about Native American tree markers where they would bend the trees so that they would grow in that shape, so that they knew when they came across it they were on the right path, right?
Mhm.
So if the Sasquatch saw them doing this and then they just kind of made it their own way, right? Let me take this branch, break it, and then twist this thing around, right? Or let me break all of these trees in the same direction so that we know to stay over here or, whatever it
Yeah.
is. I just think there's a lot of things that tie the two cultures together. And I swear, I've heard it multiple times when I've heard audio recordings of the forest beings. I swear I've heard the word Enoch over and over. If like when you listen real close, I swear I've heard the word Enoch over and over. And I know that's a biblical
Yeah.
term,
Yeah.
but that again, how was that learned if they're using that word?
That's a good question. Honest. I mean, it's something to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
I
and that's
mean,
all this is. It's just trying to think about it to think outside the box, trying to come up with different theories and questions that you can try to answer, because you know, it's difficult. It's hard because you end up getting to a point, I think, in a subject like this, or any subject, where uh, where
Will you come here?
well, hello.
Hello.
She wants to go hunt a Bigfoot.
You do.
Yes. In my dad.
She wants to see one.
Yes.
Oh, that's
I see
cute.
dog man.
Dog man too. She's into the dog man.
Oh, you can keep Dogman. I don't
Yeah,
want to see
right.
Dogman.
Right. She's the one that's been sick, me and her.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you know, going back to the tree bending, I've been into Bigfoot all my life, but I've never really got into it here until the last year or so. And I've watched some different YouTube videos. No, be good. And there's a tree up on our farm.
Yes.
It's a big cherry tree.
Yes, it's a big cherry tree.
Well, you be good. But I'm telling you, this thing's like, I'm not joking, 25, 26 inches around. It grows straight up
Yes.
to about 8 foot, and then it goes like,
Yes.
it comes out like this,
Yes. Yes.
then it comes back like towards me, and then it shoots up again.
Yeah.
And I never thought about that until I started watching. It's like, man, that could be, you know, a marker of some sort at one time.
Yeah. Well, that's what. And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what most of the Native American trail markers looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not actually gonna
Almost like the number 4.
Cool.
You know, except missing that one line on the top. But
That's cool.
yeah, man, it's just crazy to think about.
That's cool.
I've been trying really hard to go meet with the local tribe around here, the historians and the elders, to see if there's anything that they're willing to talk about outside of the normal stuff, because
Yeah.
I know that a lot of it is very protected, and I understand why. I get why. There's probably still, in some ways, they want to protect their culture from other people, especially, you know, the white man, because the white man hasn't treated them very well. And I mean, even still, how far are we along? And you know, there's still tribes in this country who are incredibly poor, and you know, it's just sad, man. You think that there would be much more respect and gratitude for the First Nations people, the people who were here first. There you go. Sounds like a trail marker for sure. I was hoping you would answer that, Carson, because yeah, you would have much more knowledge.
What Indian tribes do you guys got up there? I don't know. You know.
So right, like real close to my to where I'm at, 15 minutes away, we have the Mashantucket Pequot, and we have the Mohegans. And then if you go further north, you have the the Massa. No, that's not
Nash Pierce.
No, the Penobscot and
I'm a good baby.
Penobscot and shoot, I forget the other tribe's name. But right here we have Mohegan and Mashantucket Pequots, and and the Mashantuckets, I mean the Mohegans, they have a very old folklore about these little people.
Yeah, I've heard some of the stories. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, these little people. I got to look it up because I forget the name, and it's a really neat. They're really cool stories. But these little people, they control the weather, and if they get upset, you'll know it. The Makiawisug is what they're called, or the little people. The Makiawisug. Am I pronouncing that right? I hope. But it's important. Must be treated with respect according to tradition. It's important to leave baskets of food such as corn, cakes, and berries, or even meat in the woods for them. Wearing moccasin flowers for shoes, they gather the gifts at night. In fact, Makasiawisug means whippoorwill moccasins. They have their own rules of etiquette. Those who see the little people should not look directly at them. They think it's rude. If they catch you staring, they might point a finger at you, rooting you to the ground while they take your belongings.
Oh my God.
Yeah, another rule is don't speak of them in the summer when they are most active. But in return for your kindness, they taught the Mohegan people how to grow corn and use healing plants. They keep
Bye.
the earth well and grant favors for those who honor their ways. When the English settlers came and disrupted the traditional way of Mohegan life, many forgot to help the Makiawisug. As a result, many Mohegans and Makiawisug fell ill. At this time of bad spirits, there lived a medicine woman. One night during a terrible storm, she heard the whippoorwill. When she looked outside, the bird wasn't to be found, but a small boy stood in the rain on her doorstep. It turned out he was a grown Makiawisug named Wigun, who told her to come help someone who was sick. Though the storm was fierce, he held her through the woods a long way. And then it goes on to talk about how there was a old medicine woman, part of the Makiawisug, and that this person went and helped them. And then because of that, they returned the favor to them over and over again by sharing some of their secrets. But, just another piece of folklore, right, that's tied to another Native American tribe. And I believe that all of this stuff, it all comes from somewhere.
Exactly.
There's some level of truth to every piece of folklore. What that is, I don't know. But, I mean, if there's giants, why can't there be little people?
Yeah, I mean, even with the little people, that could be maybe an elemental, like the Fae, or there's all kinds of different ones, if you really get down into it.
Oh yeah, I'm Irish, and my a lot of the Irish folklore is about little people, leprechauns,
Yeah.
fairies. They really 100% believe that the leprechauns and the fairies are real, that they exist. This is not up for debate. This is not a joke. This is not folklore. They're real, and they live in the woods, and they can play jokes and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's. I started getting into it a little bit. Like there's the little brownies and
Yeah.
like that, and they're very mischievous,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But there was all kinds of stuff out here. I guess here lately it's all been Dog Man. It's like Dog Man, Dog Man, Dog Man.
That's all I keep hearing lately. That's all I keep
Which I hear
hearing.
from Pray God I never see one, because that would just literally, that would be scary.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. Well, I do know how I feel about it. That to me, that Dogman sounds terrifying. Even if it's not mean, it just sounds terrifying. I mean, it's like a werewolf. That's like a werewolf. And as a kid growing up, man, werewolves were scary, dude.
Yeah, that was a bad thing for us when we was kids,
Yeah, I don't want to see a werewolf.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I've been hearing about them more and more and more. Again, I wonder why. Wonder what it is that's pushing all these creatures and beings to start putting themselves in positions where they're showing themselves more and more. I wonder if there's a bigger picture.
Well, a lot of people that I watch and I've talked to, they say the veil is thinning, like between our world,
Why though?
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people's opinions are because of CERN trying to open him, another dimension or something. I guess I don't understand the whole thing yet, but
Yeah, CERN's scary to me.
they're doing
CERN,
things that should not be done. I mean,
that scares me.
yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Mm-mm.
They know what they're doing on a scientific level, I guess, right? They know they're
Yeah,
creating these things, but they don't know what's beyond there.
exactly.
So this is where I say the egos come into play. Are your egos that big that you truly believe that you know everything, and that you're sure by doing this you're not putting this whole world at risk? Because you don't know. There's no way you could know.
No, no, none of us know.
No.
There's
I
only
just
one man, and he's upstairs, and he ain't telling us nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, because you don't know what you're going to be bringing out. I mean, there
Nope.
is demons. There is such a thing as Lucifer, and
Yeah, absolutely.
you do not know what you're messing with.
Where there's good, there's bad.
Exactly.
There's got to be a balance. There's got to be.
Yeah.
The paranormal was my thing before Bigfoot, is what I really kind of focused myself on to kind of get the courage to go into the woods to look for Bigfoot, which to most people sounds backwards, but it doing, learning about the paranormal and stuff. Yeah, demons are real. And they have powers that are very real. And they can really, really do damage to people. And then there's other spirits that aren't demons, but they're just malevolent. They're just bad.
Yeah.
Not part of the demon world. And they can still do terrible, terrible things too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. They're playing with something they have no clue what they're playing with.
None.
And it's going to be bad. I mean, if something does happen, it's not going to be good.
No. And
Really, sometimes she just all she wants to do is sing and dance all the time.
I bet she learns it from you.
No, I'm not a dancer or a singer.
Hey, you like me?
But she does like rock and roll, my rock and roll.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, she likes
what's your rock and roll? What do you like?
Guns N' Roses. I like all 80s metal band, or 80, our 80s hair band.
Yeah, all right.
Country music.
And she likes country music.
Okay, all right.
Music, and mommy likes country. My mom likes country music.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah,
I like the old stuff too. I like Led Zeppelin, Bob Seger.
Sure. Yeah. You came out with the first one though. The Guns is my favorite band ever.
Oh yeah, they're a kick-ass band right there.
Dude.
Wednesday is good too.
I wish they'd stay together.
This is, I say this, I've said this over and over. If there was one band like ever that I could see play live in their heyday, it was them.
Oh man, that would have been awesome.
Dude, when they were at their best, they were incredible together.
Can you be good?
They come through their own, or are they controlled by Oh, that's a very good.
Yeah, it is.
Very good question. Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes wonder that about the orbs. sometimes wonder that about the orbs. If the orbs are sent, or if there's some sort of scout or way for some of these creatures to see things that, like almost like a drone,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Like they're sent here first to check things out.
Yeah, where these they can lay back a little bit, and then let me send these balls of light in. But man, I've heard so many stories about these balls of light, so many different sizes and different colors, and the only thing that almost every one of them has in common is that they're all as bright as they are. They're not lighting up the forest around them. The light is just contained inside that circle. Like none of it escapes, which
Mm-hmm.
which is completely mind blowing. That's
Yeah.
mind. How can you see the light that bright, but it doesn't light up the tree as it goes by it?
Yeah.
That breaks every rule of physics that there is. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of them seem to have intelligence. They
Yeah.
move around tree branches. They don't bump into things. It's like they know what's going on. And that's kind of eerie.
Yeah, it is because I mean, we don't have no clue what the hell they are.
No, no, no.
Midwest Night Watcher said, "What did he say here? Maybe orbs are spirits."
Yeah, it's totally possible. I mean, again, it would make sense if it's a spirit and it has intelligence, which I feel like they do. Um,
Yeah.
yep, intelligent energy. Yeah, for sure. What is my dad told me just before he died that he saw orbs down by the swamp during the time of my childhood encounters. Well, there you go. Just another incidence where um, there was all this Sasquatch activity going on, and more orbs being reported.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wow, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Hellbent Holler? Have you watched that yet?
I have. Yeah, they're great.
She had well, it was a couple weeks ago. They had a video where they was up in the woods, and
Yeah, she saw a giant one, right?
they seen this round light. I mean, they got it on camera, and she put that. I think they have a FLIR. I'm talking about the thing that picks up the heat, and it was red. I mean, it showed up red on there. But when they took the camera off, Joe said he could see like people moving around it, like
I
how
don't
like
think.
if you got a fire, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you could see the shadows, or
Shadows moving. But
oh, I haven't seen that episode yet.
they went up there, they went back and stuff, and there was trees like, oh, stop, please.
Daddy, let me tell you something.
There was like trees.
Daddy.
I forget now. You'll have to go back and watch it, but they was set in symbols, like kind of. And they did radiation testing and all that stuff there.
Where's my Pluto?
Oh, I don't know, honey.
Didn't they find some kind of symbols on the ground? Because I don't think I saw this episode. I think I would have remembered the orb.
Yeah, they had the orb on first, and then they went back again. The next day, I think it was, to see where they seen the light the night before. They went back again.
I'm gonna have to watch as soon as we're done because I love them. I actually messaged them just recently to see if I could get them on the show because I really like them.
Oh man, I like them because they are outside. You talk about outside the box. I mean,
Yeah,
they're constantly trying to come up with new ways to.
yeah,
do
and they're heavy boots on the ground. They got so much tech. They've invested so much money into getting every piece of technical equipment that you can get so that they have scientific data to
Yeah.
back up whatever it is that they're finding, and then, kind of use that either for or against a theory. Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. I got to watch that episode now.
That's Fresh got some things. He said he's seen it, and then it went up in the air in the trees.
I swear, Fresh, you must know and watch every single YouTube show that's related
Right?
to these topics.
He said it looked like a ritual area. That it had like the way the trees was laying in the branches. It's pretty crazy.
Man, didn't they say that there was cult activity in some of
Yeah,
the yeah.
They're thinking that there's occult activity wherever they're at right now. Or,
Okay.
that they're going, but yeah, they think it's an occult thing up there.
That's creepy in its own right. Who the hell wants?
Exactly.
I don't
Don't
want
want
to.
no part of that.
No, no. She said once, I think I swear I saw her on a show, her and Joe, where they were saying that whatever the cult is there, that they had heard from two separate people that they were responsible for the disappearances of children in the area. I mean, that's
That's
talking about
It
some
is.
sick stuff, man.
Yeah. And
Sick.
back when, and I was born in '74. I grew up in the '80s. Where you can remember, that was kind of big back then. That satanic occult stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and then it kind of went away. You know what I mean? We didn't hear nothing. We didn't hear nothing anyway. Put it to you that way. And
Yeah.
then now it's starting to come back again.
Yeah, it's weird.
Uh huh.
It's weird how these things kind of come full circle, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's one thing that didn't have to, though. That certainly could stay away.
Right.
That's creepy stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how that they're brave. She's a trooper, man.
She is.
She's a tough person. Period. Not woman. She's a tough person because she goes right in and right after it. Like she's like, what? There's something strange out there, and just starts taking off.
Yeah,
And
Joe's like, no.
yeah, Joe's like, whoa, chill out, man, chill out. Yeah, they're great. They're awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a pretty good show there.
Yeah, I hope they come on, man. I'd really like to talk to them. That's the fun part about this too, man. Right? Is
we can talk to everybody,
just to have a conversation with people who are like you and talk about the stuff that you like talking about. Like, man, how fun is that?
Yeah.
And we're all weirdos, so
right. We done been marked crazy anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Fresh, I hope you're feeling better, buddy. I messaged you earlier, dude. I apologize. It's been a crazy week, man. It's been a crazy week. He's a good egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of good people in here.
Yeah, I know. We got a pretty nice little crowd tonight.
Yeah, very good folks, man. That's the other thing I talk about all the time is that one of the biggest blessings of starting this channel has been the people that I've been able to communicate with and meet just through the chat. Like this, you and me doing this, man, it really came at the perfect time.
It's the same way with me because I'm stuck in a house and disabled. I can't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the lady works. I take care of the kids.
Yeah.
I'm around kids 24/7, 365. This is like my only outlet, you know what I mean?
Dude, listen, I'm sure you're probably singing cartoons, show tunes, and
Oh, I know it all. I know it all.
you have to.
I find myself, well, thank God, like my littlest one there, she likes older cartoons like Scooby Doo, stuff that we was into when we was kids.
All right.
So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, and the bad thing, she'll leave the room and I find myself sitting there watching this shit.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It was a good cartoon when you were younger. It's still a good cartoon now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad she likes stuff like that, but she likes the newer stuff too. So,
Yeah.
kids, they switch on and off from one thing to the other.
Did you ever watch Harry and the Hendersons yet?
No, I need to get that on there for her.
Got to get that.
She likes scary movies.
Really?
Like The Walking Dead.
Really?
Oh, she loved it.
Oh boy.
She's going around, I'm a zombie. I'm gonna eat your brains out. Oh, I was like, seriously.
Oh, kids are great, man.
But she don't have nightmares or nothing. That's what's weird.
Well, hey, maybe she's meant to be doing some of this stuff then. You
Right?
you know. Some people just have it. They have it. They don't get freaked out about stuff like that,
Yeah. I see DA's in the house tonight.
D.A. Roberts. Why do I know that name?
Oh man. He's got the best. If you like to read, he has the best. Big he does
I know.
stories.
I know the name. I don't know why it's not clicking with me right now, but I know the name.
Yeah, he's got the YouTube channel DA Ex Machina. He's an author, and he really studies, like when he does his books. Like he could tell you all kinds about like all the endings and stuff, and stuff like that. He's awesome when it comes to.
I gotta look. Like I said, I forget more stuff now. Oh, all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I read his Lakeview Man book, the one of the first, the Bigfoot one. And, oh my gosh, you want to talk about action packed all the way through the book?
All right. Okay. I knew it sounded familiar. I just couldn't place where I knew it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get DA on. Yeah, hey, well, absolutely. Let's do it. You know me, man. I'll talk to anybody about anything if it's related to weird stuff.
Here we go. We got William Nighthawk on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, Mr. Nighthawk.
Yeah, he's got a really good show.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched him yet or not.
I have. Man, it's so difficult to watch.
I know, it is.
It's impossible. You just can't, right? There's not enough hours in the day to watch all the shows that I want to watch.
Right.
So I have to pick and choose. And then lately, the other thing that was happening is I wasn't getting any notifications from so many people.
I was going to tell you that before we started. I had my bell on for you, so when your videos went live, I would get a notification.
Dude.
And I know damn well I turned that bell on, you know what I mean? I always do it to everybody's channel.
I have not.
Yours was not coming on. I had to, and then what video was it you was doing the other day? The one where you was in the woods. I forget where you was at now. I know it was a big like a big gravel parking lot. There was other cars there.
Oh yeah. That's Patchogue. Yep.
And I just happened to be on YouTube, and then it said live, so I went to it. And I was like, what the hell? Because I have you set, on for the bell. When your videos come on, it comes on my phone and lets me know. And I was like, damn it, what's going on? DA said he's up for it, man. Nighthawk said he wants to talk to you too.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Absolutely. I would love to. Yeah, it's crazy because so here's the thing. Fresh, you're right. YouTubing is a full-time job. This is something that I've been talking about a lot with other creators lately because, and in the beginning, I had a really hard time dealing with like not posting my PayPal link, not creating a Patreon page because I felt like there was a part of me that felt bad, right? The
I
more
hear
that
you.
the more that I talk to people, create other creators, everyone says basically the same thing. The people that I talk to, who I believe are very good people, they all say the same thing. You're not forcing anyone to do anything. You're putting it up there for the people who can and want to contribute, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that is hard to get across because I didn't understand it either when I first started this is this is a job. This takes a lot of time, a lot. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love going out in the woods. I absolutely love it. I would do it anyway. I don't know that I'd spend, 3 or 4 hours Saturday and 3 or 4 hours Sunday
Yeah.
every weekend, but I would still go out there. So
Mm-hmm.
it takes a lot of time. Then you have the other side of it where the most time I'm spending is reaching out to people, trying to find guests, emailing them, responding to emails, responding to messages, doing background research on things so that I'm up to date on what these people are doing when they come on the show. Because like I said, you can't follow everyone every day. I may know what you did last year, but that may not be what you're doing right now. And I want to be able to talk to you about what the current stuff is you're working on. So it takes time. It takes money. It just does. And so I did create the Patreon page, and I have not. I still haven't. I only posted my PayPal link once, but I may do that just because it starts to catch up to you, man. I took a week and a half off because there was a lot of stuff going on, and I got burnt out. I just was burnt out. I had to take some time. I had to just catch up on other stuff and sit back and just rest a little bit. And people kept telling me, "You're going to get burnt out," and I kept telling them, "Not me. I ain't going to get burnt out. Not me." And
Mm-hmm.
they were right. It happened.
Yeah. I
But
mean, people don't realize that what we do there's a lot of research. Like
yeah,
you said, getting people to get on here
yep,
and talk with us.
yep.
It's not easy. I mean, it takes a lot of time.
It does, and it's and you just okay. So you use StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, when you start when you start to grow at a faster rate, what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to use the lower stream yards anymore. You're going
Mm-hmm.
to end up having to pay for the higher capacity ones
Uh-huh.
because the lower ones they only offer so many hours of saved video, but you don't have to save them. Like once they're on YouTube, they're on YouTube. But
Right.
you can't do the same things to them on YouTube that you can go back into your library on StreamYard and do if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, I forget what all the other cutoffs are, but I ended up having to pay for StreamYard because I couldn't use the lower one anymore. And so there's a cost, right? Um,
Yeah, I know. I'm getting there to where there's things I want to do on StreamYard, like bring pictures up, and now it's going to start costing me $25 a month. You know what I mean?
yeah,
To keep so I can do stuff like that.
right,
And
right.
like you got an awesome opening, like your banner and stuff.
Oh, thank you.
And see, I don't know how to do all that stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, I can work a computer. I can get the gist of it.
I can
But
help you with that, man. That's not a problem. I can help you out. If you give
but
me
to
an
come up with
idea,
yeah, well,
yeah.
come up with like the background, like you got, what says encrypted connections on it. I want to do stuff like that. Make it look a little bit nicer.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you the name of a couple free apps, and just mess around, dude. Just go play with them. Like in your free time, just mess with them, because it can't hurt just to play around in your free time. It's not going to mess anything up. And so Canva, Canva is the first one.
Okay, I've heard of that one.
And then CapCut, CapCut.
Okay.
Both free. They both do similar things, but CapCut has some things that Canva doesn't, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And that's where I just mess around there, man. I just played around until I kind of started getting the hang of a few things. But that my banner, I didn't make that.
That's awesome.
With the
really
Bigfoot in the car, I didn't make that. That was created by a very good friend of mine named Jared Veens. He's a graphic artist. Amazing guy. He that's not even the final product. That was like something that he just shot to me because he didn't have time right now to work on what the real idea was. But now I don't know. I don't know if I want to get rid of that, because it's kind of been the
right.
Been the one,
Yeah, I want it to look nicer. So like I said, I want to put pictures and stuff up. So show pictures and stuff.
It's just, and then it was like I bought a microphone, and I had to get one of those studio lights, because the lighting in my house was really bad. And this laptop that I'm on right now it's really not the greatest laptop. So at some point this is going to have to go, and all that stuff. I was blessed to have been gifted this whole new camera setup, which
I've seen that. I can't wait until you get out in the woods and use it.
Dude, I used it. Awesome. I used it with the kids before I went live. I was just using it because it was the first time I used it, and man, what a difference!
Mm-hmm.
What a difference! The picture is so clear and it's so steady because it's on that gimbal. More of this bouncing around.
Yeah, I know. When you walk, you move. You can't help it. You know what I mean?
It's tough, dude. It's tough. You're never walking on flat ground either. I'm always walking over rocks and up hills and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But these guys are saying the same thing. Not hard to learn to make stuff like banners and such. I can give you tips if needed. Yeah, I'll help you out, man. It's pretty easy to learn how to do, and it's fun. Once you do it, like, it's pretty fun. It's time consuming as a son of a gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's editing video. Editing videos is like one of the most time consuming things that any YouTube creator does. And I love live streaming because you're there in the moment, and because I get to interact. That's my favorite part, is I get to interact with people.
Yeah.
But it saves me the work of having to edit all these videos. When I had to edit that video that I had with Mike in New York, because we couldn't live stream there, I was dreading it, and I only did the very bare minimum editing on that video, and I think it took me about 8.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now my cousin, he's got a show, but he don't do YouTube. It's on TV. It's called Monster Madhouse. He's into the Godzilla stuff like that.
Daddy?
He's from Virginia, and he's a really good musician. Band. I mean, they was pretty big back in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the 80s.
Be good.
No.
And he's supposed to be going to make me some music for this show.
Oh, that's cool.
I said, dude, I want rock and roll. I want 80s rock. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. That's really cool. I see people with their own musical intros, and I'm like so jealous. I'm going, man, that's really neat.
I don't know when he'll get it done, but I said, you know, it don't have to be real long or anything.
Daddy.
Just jam on your guitar, you know what I mean?
Daddy,
but we had him up here. One of his friends, they made a movie. Would you be good? And they did a movie together called Hatchet Jack. Up here, it was filmed in Fairmont. And he come up the following summer to play. They had like a little festival here in Reedsville.
Yeah.
He come up to play guitar, and he brought his bass player. Well, the drummer didn't come with him, so they had some boy in the crowd that was a drummer. And then people was losing it because the drummer couldn't keep up with him. You know what I mean? He couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
It was
Poor
funny
guy.
stuff. Yeah, he was playing Van Halen and everything. People was freaking out.
Got in over his head, did he?
Yeah, the drummer was like, "Oh man, I should have opened my mouth." But he can play every instrument. You know what I mean? He does his own music and everything. You know, he's got a studio.
God, I wish I had that talent.
No doubt. I tried guitar. I couldn't do it.
I never even tried, man. I wish I had, because if there was one talent, there one thing that I wish I had learned how to do, it was play guitar. That was like one thing. If I learned how to do, could go back and do over again, it would be picking up a guitar when I was a kid. Yeah, or somehow learning how to sing, because I can't sing a lick.
Me neither.
I can't sing.
It sounds bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad. I sing. I'll sing right on my lives when I'm out in the woods. I'll sing.
Yeah.
People make fun of me. They're like, "Oh man, scare the squatches away."
No, she's a singer. She sings all day long.
You sing?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite song?
After Sons.
Huh?
After Sons.
Oh, she's into this. The kid can play Minecraft already. You know what I mean? And there's a show in there called AFMO or something. I don't know.
Oh.
He's a Minecrafter.
Minecrafter? And you play Minecraft?
Yes.
You do? Are you good?
Yes. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. When I first played, I didn't know which buttons to put me doing on the design mode. It was very tricky. It was very tricky, so I asked it to mommy. My mom.
Oh, you are. She's a trip.
Oh, she'll talk to you all night long.
She's a trip.
You know,
Yes,
I have to tell her.
yes,
you can't,
yes.
like people, you know,
You
out on the street, you can't just go up walking up and start talking to them, you know?
I guess it could be worse. I mean, as long as she's with you, you know.
Yeah.
How old are you?
5.
5. Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm actually 5.
Yes, you are.
Getting old.
Yes, I'm almost, in this height.
You're almost that height, yeah.
I think we just have her on.
Right? Yeah, man. You might have a good show there.
You have a good subscriber on your channel.
Why don't you get her with Mama?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, she's funny, dude.
She's
great.
She's a trip. I'll tell you that.
She's great.
I was just walking up here with straight talking about stuff.
Did you hear?
What'd you say?
If I seen you, I'd just walk right up to you and start talking Bigfoot stuff.
Well, you picked the right guy.
And Bigfoot songs.
And Bigfoot songs.
Okay.
Okay, well, Daddy's busy right now. You go back here with Mama.
No.
He's funny, man. She is funny. How old is she?
5.
Oh wow, she's young.
Well, she starts school next year. Thank God. I'll say that, but I'll probably cry when she goes the first day.
Of course.
This kid's never been out of my sight since he's been born.
Oh.
Under Daddy's. I know. I'm just gonna hide him and come in and snuggle there.
Oh man, yeah, they're great. Kids are great. Man, I see my brother with his 3, and it's like
I'm not letting out of
he's got the two Jax and Savannah fight like cats and dogs.
I'm not getting out of
Jax is 8, Savannah's 7, 6. Yeah, 8 and 6. And they fight like cats and dogs, and then Baylor's 19 months. And so, he's got the 2 that fight, and then he's got a baby. And it's like, man, I don't know how he does it sometimes. It's a lot.
Yeah, I got a 9 and an 11. You want to be 10 and 11-year-old.
So they probably pick them too.
And they're 2 girls, and that's all they do is fight. It's like constantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Hey, there's the Squatch father. Al's on.
There he is. Hey, Al. Let's talk about some nests and some igloos.
I got him coming on here.
I saw that. I got my notifications on.
Yeah, I got him coming on. I got Blondes and Booze coming on Sunday.
I gotta get you. I gotta get a hold of them. I really want to talk to them.
Yeah, I mean they're the paranormal, but they're really getting into the Bigfoot stuff now and the dog man. They're wanting to learn more. You know what I mean?
I like them. I really do. And I don't mind. I'll do the paranormal. I've wanted to do more paranormal. I just have had a hard time getting paranormal people on.
Yeah, you be good.
Al's a good guy. Me and Al talked last night or yesterday, at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Al's man, he's knowledgeable. I just listening to him on other shows.
He's amazing, man.
What are you even trying to do with Bigfoot?
Would you be good?
What are you even trying to do with
He's trying. He's been like a mentor, man. He really's been. He's been awesome. He's been awesome. I've had a few people that have been really stellar to me since I started this. Yeah.
Hey.
You gotta quit bugging people.
Daddy, are you trying to train for Bigfoot so you can fight him?
Well, I ain't fighting Bigfoot. You're crazy, girl.
No, I could.
He'd squish you like a little bug.
Yes, he would. He would actually squish.
Oh, they're so animated, so funny.
Al said that we're going to cook a Bigfoot. We're going to cook him.
Cook him. I think that actually sounds pretty delicious. I think Bigfoots are delicious.
You think they're delicious?
I'm gonna say they're probably a little gamey.
I like funny jokes.
Yeah.
I make cooking jokes.
That's good.
I like cooking.
Okay, good. Go with Mama. Oh, she's wild for sound tonight.
Yeah, man. She's a character.
Oh, she is.
That's great. That's
I'm
great.
really gonna check her, so can eat it.
Barbecue, Al said.
Extra.
I like Brian too. Brian Bowden.
I've only talked to Brian like twice, man. Al hooked me up with him, and we talked twice, and then you know how it goes. Al's probably gonna say something right to me about it. He'll probably give me hell. You know how it goes. It's like my messages like fill up so fast, and
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Oh, dude, your messages they get pushed down, and if I don't go back and scroll through every single one of them, then they continue to get buried more, And it's like, then you get busy with this, that, and the other thing. And I'm terrible, man. I need an assistant. Anybody out there want to volunteer?
And I do some pretty cool tricks. I do some pretty cool tricks.
Oh, sure.
Stay away from.
Stay away from Brian. He's a bad seed. I like to get them both on at the same time.
That I'll tell you right now. I
will fight you guys.
Talking to Al about how him and Brian are, and about how they're similar but opposites in a lot of ways too. You might have one hell of a show.
Exactly.
You might have one hell of a show.
Because they're always giving each other hell.
Yeah. Yeah. He gives me hell, and I give it right back to him because he just treats me like a regular everyday schlub. He hates when I say that word. He's I don't even know what a schlub is. He's a great guy.
Yeah. He seemed like it. I was like, is there any chance you can come on the show? He's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think he just called you a dirty dog.
Yeah. Whatever. Me and Al, I remember the first time we talked, and Chris Reinhardt hooked me up with Al. Chris is another good one. If you ever want to talk to Chris, let me know. I'll put you in contact with him. He's a good guy.
Okay.
He's another one. He's been wonderful to me through this process. And so he hooked me up with Al. And I remember when he hooked me up with Al, I just started, right? Al, you may not, I don't even know if we talked about this, but I'm going to spill it on the air right now. So I called Al, or I texted him. I said, hey, Chris said, you might be willing to do the show, yada, yada, yada. Like, he's like, yeah, I sure, I'd love to do the show. So, okay. And then we picked a day and a date and a time. And he said, are you gonna call me before the show for a pre-interview? And I went, a what? In my head, I'm going, wait, a what? A pre-interview? I'm like, oh, this sounds very professional. I said, this guy's expecting a pre-interview like I'm Barbara Walters or something. I'm just winging this shit right now. Oh, sorry.
You're right.
Sorry.
You're fine.
This stuff right now.
She hears worse than that here.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. And so in my head, I'm going, this guy thinks I'm Barbara Walters or Dan Rather or something. He wants a pre-interview. I don't even know what I'm going to ask him during the real interview. So I messaged Chris and I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can have your buddy on. I think he's way, way out of my league, man. He's expecting me to be like some professional host, and I'm asking him the night of the show. Never mind doing a pre-interview.
Right.
And I don't know if I ever told Al that, but I was intimidated. Honestly, I was like, oh man, I don't know what to ask this guy. He was telling me you should set up you should call the day before the show at this time to have enough time to get your stuff in order. And I felt so intimidated and so like outclassed. Like, I had just started. So I was like, man, I got to have somebody. This guy's way out of my league, man. And I was so nervous. And then when we finally talked, oh, stop it. You're somebody. In my eyes, you're somebody.
Right.
When we finally talked, we talked for God. What was it, like 2.5 hours or something? That first time we spoke. And I remember at the end of that conversation, I got off the phone and I said to myself, I go, man, if this guy lived anywhere near me, we would be getting into a ton of trouble together. A ton of trouble together.
Right.
He's a great guy. A great guy.
Yeah, he is. Hey, you want to talk for a minute? I got a code yellow.
Go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
I'll be right back.
Go for it, dude. Oh, that's great. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing tonight? We had a great conversation that first time we talked. They've been all downhill from there. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know if my chat's keeping up on this computer. I gotta check because I don't think it is. I don't think it is. We were discussing a lot of different stuff. We talked about how things we think all of it's tied together, and gosh, we talked about a little bit about the attitudes and stuff in the field, how there needs to be more fun. That kind of needs to come back into all this stuff. I think that's really important, and it's kind of been lost along the way. But yeah, was there something you'd like to talk about, Al?
Hey, on my show, we talk about everything. I don't care.
Listen, man. My show, we have nights where we obviously talk about certain things, but then there's nights where we just like whatever. It's like I just go off the cuff, and whatever comes up, comes up. I mean, we've had shows where we've talked about food. That's a favorite topic, food.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I like talking about food.
Me too. Me too. You never talked out. What are you talking about? You're never talked out. I've never once, ever, since we've known each other, felt like you didn't have something to say. Oh, he's great.
Janelle said food.
Yeah, we. Matter of fact, one of the moderators on my channel, Hope, she's wonderful. Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
I've seen her on there. Yeah, in the chat room. Yeah,
she's great. She teases me, man. She teases me all the time about food. When I forget things or whatever, she'll go, "I told somebody to get Kyle snacks. I told you to get him snacks. This is what happens when he didn't have his snacks." The dens and the tunnels. Oh, all right. We'll talk. Yeah, we can talk about the tunnels.
I ain't heard this one, so you guys are gonna have to fill me in on this one.
Well, he sent me pictures last night because we had talked about the show with Shane and the nests, and he sent me pictures of these dens that he found, and they're shaped like igloos, and a bunch of sticks woven together and in these real intricate ways to form what looks like an igloo out of sticks. What I have found the last couple times that I've been out to my main area is I've found three different tunnels under the bushes down at the ground level, and like you can't see them unless you duck down. And when you duck down, all the trees, like the little pine trees, the shorter ones, or the Douglas firs or whatever, the ones that aren't mature yet, they create this real thick green wall, man. You can't see through it at all. And,
wow.
And it's hard to get through because in between the trees are these other like bushes and briars and stuff, making it almost impossible to get in there. What happened was it's happened on accident the first time it happened. I was trying to get the EMF meter out of my pocket or something. And I dropped my vape on the ground. So when I bent down to get the vape, as I was starting to come up, I just happened to look over, and right at the bottom of these bushes and these pine trees, there was an opening that was shaped like a tunnel,
Wow.
right at the bottom, and it was about, I don't know, 3 feet wide by about 3 feet high, maybe four, about three by three, and it had looked. You could see where the branches had been like broken and bent back to make this shape. Either they had been pushed this way or they had been pushed in, like something just kind of barreled through it over and over again. And you could see where all the ground had been matted down. And yeah, like he said, there's no hogs here. We don't have any animals that do this here naturally.
Yeah.
So the first time I didn't I didn't go in because I was a little bit nervous. The second time I ended up going in a little bit. I don't know forget how far. And as soon as I got in about maybe 10 feet, 15 feet, I could see that it opened right up. It just opened up. Like, again, like all the sticks and branches had been broken off or pushed back so that it created this big open area. And you, unless you were directly above it, you would have never known it was there, man. You would have no idea it was there because it was back in the center of all this thick brush and briars and prickers and all these little pines and stuff. And then this last weekend, I just walked into one again on live. I had to go pee, and I was trying to find a place to pee, and I said, "Oh my God, look! This looks like another one of those tunnels." But this one was much bigger. It was bigger bushes and bigger trees, so the tunnel was bigger. It was taller, and I could walk through it, but I had to duck to get in.
Wow.
And then once I got in there again, this one was much different, though. Not just branches and stuff, full trees had been broken off. Like full pine saplings have been snapped right off at the stump.
Whoa.
And they weren't there. I don't know where they were, but they weren't there. And it opens up like almost like a living room. That's what it felt like this big open area where whatever can lay down or sit or whatever it wants to do.
Maybe that was something they made to where, I don't know.
Al's got a good theory about the nursery. I think that's a great theory. It keeps them well hidden.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a hiding spot for them, like to stay out of everybody's sight.
Yeah, and most of us aren't going in there. Most people aren't going in there. Most people are on trail, right? You're on trail, and if you go off trail, you're going to go in places that you can walk to easily. You're not going to barrel your way through a bunch of pricker bushes and thick pine trees and all that. You're just not gonna.
No, up at the farm, my dad's place. It's so thick up there. There's places, you have to crawl through. I mean, honest to God.
Yeah.
You have to crawl through it.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's crazy.
Because down here, we got sticker bushes. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They're like really heavy down here. And then we have a lot of grapevines up at the farm. There's like a ton of them. And they just hang off of the locust trees,
Yeah.
And it's so thick. But now, if you go above my dad's house and start down the other side of the other ridge, it opens up into this great big open woods. You know what I mean? Like, no sticker bushes or nothing in it. And if there is, there's just a few here and there.
Yeah.
We always call it the big woods, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you can move through them better and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I need someone who's got a 4-wheeler one day and go up to my dad's and just like, ride up there where I can, take pictures and stuff. There's some pretty crazy stuff up there. Like that tree I was telling you, that's bent.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Definitely. Yeah. If now you I got back problems too, man. My back's destroyed. I'm lucky that I haven't had more issues with it than I probably should have more. It's been bothering me over the last like 8 months. But could you, if you were able to get in like a side by side or whatever and go out, you could go out that way though, right?
Oh yeah, that way or 4-wheeler. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's so many woods, like where I'm at, where my mom and dad's at. Like, dude, you could take off on a 4-wheeler or a car, I mean, a side by side. You could go almost into Ohio by all back roads and back trails.
Yeah.
It's awesome up there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It'd be. What is he saying? I told Kyle about the report I got for the forestry about what they found in one of the hidden nests.
He told you about a report.
You did? You told me about this? Tell me about a
it.
report from the forestry, what they found in one of the hidden nests. Uh-oh. My CTE is kicking in again. What was this? The Forestry Service in the hidden nest. Oh, man. Totally slipping my mind right now. I guess I got to write everything down.
Right? I'm the same way.
I guess I
You
got to
tell
write
me something 10 minutes later, I'll forget what the hell I was talking about.
Yeah, well, the problem is I'll write it down and then I'll lose the note. That's the problem.
Right? He said yes about crawling inside one of those things.
I remember you telling me that you didn't crawl in that one because something growled at you.
Oh shit. Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that wouldn't have been no fun.
Something growled at him. He got too close to it and something growled at him.
That would freak me out. I mean, I've been in the woods all my life, but something growl at me? Yeah, nah.
Yeah, especially from inside one of these weird nests, man. No way. No way. I wish I could remember the name of this documentary I saw not too long ago. It was these kids. Man, what was the name of it? It's on YouTube. Oh, it was it was a good documentary, but the coolest thing was they found this igloo, but I have never. Did you see this?
I think so. Is this the one that they found a dead raccoon thing?
Yes.
Yes, them boys was on Texas front porch, and they got their own YouTube channel now. That was a hell of a documentary about them three boys. Honestly,
it was good. It was good, man.
I can't think of the name of it, but it was awesome. They found that raccoon.
Dude, that igloo was gigantic.
It was huge.
It was massive, man. And then
wasn't there another one? Like there was one on the bottom, and then they had a top space too.
Yes. Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep, like it was two levels. They said there was a space on the bottom that could have fit multiple human beings, and then there was space up top that they said probably something smaller slept on. That's just crazy.
Well, he asked them about that on the show, and they said they went back because they wanted to take some more footage of that, and they completely went in there and dozed it all over. Like they took out everything.
Wait, who did?
The forestry people.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They said they went back to take pictures and it was all gone. Like they cut the trees out. It was been bulldozed. I think someone seen that documentary.
Probably.
Went in there and got rid of that. You know,
probably.
Because it was so so weaved into. I mean, it was awesome the way it was built.
It really was. Now I gotta find the name because I really want people to watch it.
It's on YouTube. It's on my. I got them on there. They're all religious boys. I mean, they're all they all met in church.
Yeah. Damn it! What
Something
was the
about
name of
science.
it?
Shoot. It was a really good documentary, though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Alone. Hold on. How do I find what I've watched? Is there a way to go back and find what you've watched?
Hal said he needs the name of the documentary. Oh, who was in boys? Is it was it on Tubby or something too? Maybe or something like that.
Shoot. Well, I'm gonna find it. You just got to give me a minute because I'm scrolling through my. I want to say it was like Alone something. Oh man.
I'm looking here because I'll look on my subscription
Yeah.
on my subscriptions and I'll remember the name when I see it. Carson said Finding Bigfoot's Nest. 3 boys did it. YouTube.
No, wasn't Finding Bigfoot's Nest. I mean, maybe they made a short from it.
As soon as I see the name, I'll know it.
Man.
I got so many people on here on my YouTube.
Yeah, so do I. Come on. Come here, Hucky. Come here, babies. Come on. Come on. Get up. Come on.
I think I might have found it. MHS Network. That's their YouTube page.
That's the YouTube page, MHS Network.
I'm pretty sure. Expedition Alone, a quest for the Oklahoma Sasquatch.
Yep, that's it. I knew it had Alone in the title. I knew it.
Let me see if I can. How long did they let me go for? Over 2 hours? When on the free?
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to hop off pretty soon anyway. I got to take him out, and I got to be up super early. Not right this minute, but Expedition Alone. Yep, that was it. That was definitely it.
I'm typing it. I'm a slow typer. A quest for the Oklahoma Sasquatch.
There you go.
Okay, I just did it real quick. I think they'll get the gist of it. Okay. I got it up there now. I don't know if I spelled it wrong because I did it really quick.
Oh, they get the gist. I think it's pretty.
Yeah, they need to go watch that. That is the most intricate thing I've ever seen.
It was, if I remember correctly, it was big.
Yeah, it was. Even the
Oh
top,
yeah, here it is.
even the top was like big. You know what I'm saying?
You ready?
top?
I'm gonna show it to the camera.
Okay. Yeah, it was awesome.
Look at the size of this thing. Look at that guy next to it.
Yeah.
Gigantic, man. Gigantic. I mean, that's like a 6 foot tall guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, you know what I'm saying? That thing's 8 feet tall,
Mm.
maybe taller.
Yeah, and it's so. I mean, you really can't tell until you watch it how intricately it is weaved together, like really tight.
Yeah.
That ain't no flood. That ain't something
No.
after a flood.
No.
No hunter's gonna put that much time in building something like that.
No,
that would take
definitely not.
That would take days to sit there and weave every little branch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That was what Shane we were talking about too the other night was, when he said that when they reconstructed the nests that they found there as best as he could, he said he really got an idea then about how difficult it would be to make one of these things and how long it would take, because they didn't even construct it the way that it was made by the Sasquatch. The way that Sasquatch made it, they literally created a frame for this stuff to sit on, so that the frame then supported weight and gave it that bounce when something laid on it. I mean, that's insane.
It is. I mean, what do you think one way? I mean, just estimate. Probably 500-600 pounds, probably more, but I'm just,
Yeah.
average.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy. Yeah.
And some people say they're in clans. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. I think they're in clans. I think they move around in clans or family troops. I think I think 500, 600 pounds is probably pretty conservative. I think a 9-footer, 9-foot male, if he's, at average size, if you average together, what people say they're seeing, I think you're pushing probably 1,000 pounds, man. Just by the way their body is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
100 pounds per foot is what Al says.
Is that what it is?
That's what he says.
Ooh.
So wait a minute. That can't be correct for them as babies too. So a 3-foot tall baby weighs 300 pounds. It can't be correct for when they're babies. If there's a 3-foot tall, 300-pound Bigfoot baby, I'm not going to feel so bad about being 300 pounds at 6 foot, 6'3", whatever.
It might be Sasquatch, Dave. I'm not quick at typing. But yeah. Well, we're at 1:59:03, so if we get kicked off here, guys, we're sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hop off in a couple minutes anyway. I guess I got to take him out. I got to be up really early in the morning too.
I hear you.
Been a rough couple days.
I give you guys a shout out there for being on in the chat tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys are awesome, Al.
Al said that's adults,
Yeah, I know. I was being a wise ass.
and he said he's probably light.
I think he's probably light. I think he is. I think it's more than likely people tend to go a little bit light just to be safe. Um, I can tell you right now what I saw. The way that the body, the bone structure alone, strip the muscle off, just the bone structure. That you're talking about something that is so large, so incredibly dense. Um, if you're adding muscle on to a frame like that, and it's just muscle, you're talking about pure muscle. These things are uh, they're specimens, man. They are specimens. Even the ones that aren't built like bodybuilders that have more lean muscle than real big bulky muscle, even that the muscle is so dense and hard and mature looking that it's like it's made out of iron, man. I just can't imagine that 9 foot tall, 1,000 pounds is to me seems very likely, very
Okay.
likely. I wouldn't. I would guess when you start getting up in the 10 or 12 foot range, you're probably pushing 1,500 pounds, twelve
Gee,
hundred pounds.
that's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that get a hold of you. That would be that'd be it. I'm
You
honest.
man, there's nothing any one of us could do. Nothing.
Nah, we would be toast.
We'd be done, man. Whatever they want to do to you, if they decide they're going to, they're going to do it. Which good night, Al.
Good night, Al.
Which brings me to um, my thoughts on. I don't think that they're an aggressive species. I don't think that they're aggressive by nature. I think that you'll find you'll probably find very small numbers of them that are. Um, but I think mostly overall they're going to avoid any physical interaction that they can. Um, I don't believe that they are nasty or negative or any of that stuff for the most part. I think, like us, they,
There's good and bad and everything. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah, exactly. But listen, how many of us go out in the woods all the time? How many of us have seen them? How many people have come in contact with close encounters and all these things? How many people have them on their property? If they were aggressive, there wouldn't be people out there telling these encounters and experiences.
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of encounters that like these people are like the Bigfoot. Like oh they just know the people. I guess you know what I mean, and then they're
I
there. You know.
I want. I've been trying so hard to find uh, a person or people who have ongoing activity on their property because that fascinates me more than anything. That they live in the woods and they come onto their property and they interact with them on a regular basis. I want to go study that, uh, and I can only. I have a guy that I've been working on now for like over a month that I'm trying to get to go up and see, um, to let me on the property, and hopefully that'll happen soon. But to me, that's the most fascinating thing there is.
Yeah.
They can't get the link up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell. I'm gonna tell Dave. I'm gonna message it to him after the show.
Here, I got it. I'll put it up right now. I'll put it up right now.
Man, it's been a blast having you on here tonight. We got to do this again.
Should be up now. Should pop up. Yeah, this was great, dude. I had a really good time. Really, I had a really good time.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Oh, we can't post links if we're not moderators.
Oh hell, I don't even know how to do that yet.
If we're not moderators. So if you drag your mouse over one of us in the chat and you click on our name.
I don't see you on the chat in here. Let me look.
No,
here.
hold on. I'll just do this so you can see me. Okay, so if you click on my name,
Okay.
should say add moderator.
Let me see here. Okay. That just said brought you up there. There was a star on there.
No, if you click right on my name, just on the name itself, or
Okay.
on the name or on the picture, it's one of the two.
See, mine just goes show.
Why is it not doing it? I
Now
wonder.
if I there's three little dots on my side, and it says either put user in timeout or block user. So that
And it doesn't say add moderator?
no, but like I said, mine's on the free side. That might be why it doesn't do that.
No, because that's the YouTube thing, not a StreamYard thing. It shouldn't
Oh,
do that. That should have nothing to do with StreamYard. That's really weird. That's real weird.
Like I said, I'll figure it out. Dave, I'll message you after the show. I'll send you a message, or I'll post it to the Country Boy Cryptids. I'll post the video, the YouTube video on our Country Boys Cryptid group page.
It's weird too that if you if I click on in my chat, right? If I click on someone's name on their little circle thing, what comes up at the bottom is like those things, and then it'll say like go to channel. When I do it on your chat, it doesn't show me that.
Right? It's not going on my side either.
I wonder why. I wonder why. That's crazy.
I get the money. I want to get that $25 a month one that way, because I want to bring, I want to bring pictures up and stuff. Be able to do that.
Yeah, that to me is crazy. I don't know why that's nuts. I don't know why they do that. Why they won't allow it unless you pay for it. It's so crazy. But yeah, it's unfortunately this is part of the game, man. Part of the game. If you can get away with doing it like this with the free one, just do it as long as you can.
Yeah.
Do it as long as you can. Because every time I see that $50 come out of my account now every month, I go,
oh man.
Ugh.
Right?
Ugh. One more bill. Yep, moneymaker. Yeah, absolutely.
Now they got EV Mux, but it won't work on my computer. It kicks me off.
What's that?
EV Mux, you heard of that one yet?
No.
Yeah, it's 100% free. And you can put pictures up and all that stuff on it.
There's another one that Donnie Miller recommended, and I can't remember. It's called something Streams or
Restream, probably.
Maybe. Yeah. He said that's another one. That one's free, and allows you to do that stuff too. I think the difference is the quality. StreamYard really is like the best of the best. It's just they offer the most stuff, and
Yeah.
it seems to not really have any glitches or anything. So,
Well, this computer wasn't working. I had Windows 10 in it.
yeah,
It would not work. So
really,
this is an old computer. I took Windows off, put Chrome on it.
no problem.
I made it into a Chromebook. Works like a charm now.
There you go.
So,
I run Chrome on this. Yeah, I don't run
Chrome?
Right.
Chrome OS Flex is what I got. Chrome Flex OS. Because it was a Windows computer laptop. And I changed it over.
Yeah, this is a Chromebook. Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, buddy, I hate to bounce off of here, but
Yeah, I hear you. We've been on here for 2 hours.
because this is live, you shouldn't have a problem. But just remember in the future, if you record a show and you want to upload it, this is another reason why I switched off of the free version. I had one of my first shows, I had to record my interview with Mark Zasky and upload it after. So it wasn't live. We went 2 hours and 7 minutes. You're only allowed to record 2 hours. So it wouldn't allow me to upload that video. So I had to go and cut 7 minutes off the video, which wasn't a huge deal, but
still, yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing at that point. So I was freaking out. I'm like, you kidding me? I just had 2 hour interview that now no one's going to see. Like, I was freaking, dude. It's like one of my first interviews. And I'm like, God, I'm having a conniption fit. I'm like, come on, please don't do this.
Right. Well, guys, we're off here for the night. It was good having you on here, Kyle.
Okay, thank you, brother. This was wonderful. We'll do this again.
Yeah, no doubt. We got to.
We will, man.
It don't bother me.
Listen, I could too. You know the deal. If it wasn't tonight, then
I know.
Any other night, we'll talk. We'll do whatever you want to do, brother.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody. We'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.
Good night, guys. Thank you.